Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Accordingly, viewer discretion is advised. Happy Friday, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I'm excited about tonight. Hi, Penny.
Hello, Penny. Yes, I'm excited. Nothing like stupid criminals.
Yeah, some of these stories, all I could do is bury my face in my hands and just shake my head like, really?
Yeah. Definitely some are lacking a chromosome or two. Show.
Joked and said I wouldn't make a good criminal because I would be the one caught. You know, I would never get by with it. But seeing some of these stories, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't be too bad. I just, still not going to
Exactly.
try it. But, I was like, well, maybe I'm not as dumb as I think.
Oh, Lord. So I figured I would let you go and we'll go back and forth. You
Okay.
you do one, then I'll do one.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Let me get my trusty little glasses on so I can see. Um, okay. So I'm going to just kind of hit the highlights of this story because I told Dave that, this is a story we could potentially do on another night as a serious story. However, I kind of wanted to cover it tonight because how the lady got caught definitely falls in the category of stupid. So, March 20th of 1927, Ruth Snyder got a hold of the police and claimed that two men broke in her home. She claimed they knocked her unconscious and murdered her husband, stole her jewelry. So I don't want to give too much of the story away because, like I said, we are probably going to cover it at some point in the future, more in depth. Um, but anyway, of course, police are going to investigate the crime scene. It's a murder investigation as well as a robbery. So while police are investigating the scene, um, come to find out, she was having an affair with a corset salesman. Which I know the story's back in 1927, but we don't, really wear corsets nowadays. Some women do. Hi, Dina.
Hi, Dina.
But it just tickled me. He was a
So
corset
she was having a affair with a corset salesman.
Yes.
So she
Yes.
was getting added support.
Yes. Okay. So,
Straight
and,
case, we're on air.
so the boyfriend killed her husband, and Dina, I need a corset. Like, no joke. I mean, like, I need it, you know. Well, I think they call them waist trainers now or something. I don't know. But anyway, the boyfriend's name was Henry Judd Gray. And so this is how the two of
Judd or Jug?
them, Judd.
No, because I was dead serious. Okay.
So we're not going into other undergarments
No.
there. If it was Jug. Okay. So this is how the two of them got caught. First off, police found police. Thank you, Penny.
Hmm.
Police found out that Mrs. Snyder had taken out $100,000 life insurance policy on her husband just a couple weeks before the crime took place. Not only that, as they're searching through the crime scene for evidence, remember she claimed her jewelry was stolen. Well, these two people weren't even smart enough to take it out of the house. They hid it underneath her mattress. So that caused a kink, obviously, in the whole my jewelry was stolen bit. Not only that, when they're looking over the body, the chloroform was still in the house, and they had soaked cotton and stuck it up her husband's nose and had left the cotton balls in his nostrils soaked in chloroform. And not only that, they used the wire from one of her pictures in the house to strangle him. So, while in all seriousness, there is nothing funny about someone's life being taken.
No.
What I thought was just insanely crazy is just how dumb these two were about going about it. But like I said, it's a story we definitely, because it is a serious story, that's something we want to really go in depth into one Friday, and really, discuss this with you guys on a serious level, because I mean, it's a serious crime. However, I'm sitting here like, if you're going to kill somebody, you may not want to leave all the evidence just laying right there, for the police. And I mean, it was just a crazy story to me. And I know, Dina, that's what I'm like. Plus,
I thought so
Laura
too. I thought so,
in
Dina.
the house. Like every piece of evidence the police needed was sitting right there. I mean, it's not like they even took the jewelry outside of the house and tried to hide it under a bush or something, I mean, at least that would be some kind of effort.
No,
But
this was
everything was left right there. So, needless to say, they both were convicted. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Dave, I wish I hadn't done this one first because the statement that the guy gave was just comical. So, okay, I got to tell this part too. So, of course, the wife blames it on the boyfriend. And he confesses, yes, I did the murder, but she planned it and set it up. And his excuse for why he did it was not just that she set it up, but she hypnotizes him. She says, she crawls on him and puts her hands gently on his face and holds his face while staring into his eyes.
and she's wearing a corset. Mm-hmm. He was looking in her eyes. Yep.
he's talking about how she looks deeply into his eyes and tells him how much she loves him and needs him. And he says she just hypnotizes me and draws me in until I am completely hers. So, that is why he said he actually partook in the murder, is because I guess basically her eyes just hypnotize him and he's just so drawn in. But I'm reading this and I'm like, oh my gosh, just say you're a dumb butt and be done.
Right. You know,
So,
the German phrase for corset, what it's called?
I'm sorry, what? I was reading Dina's comment.
Where garter belt the garter belt's involved. Do you know the German word for corset?
No.
Stop them from flopping. Okay, I'll go to the corner for that.
I think I'm gonna send Dina with you. Or Carter Belt's involved. You know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's a good chance that they probably were.
Hey, oh yeah. Okay, so the one that I have. Fugitive busted after applying for a job at the New Jersey Sheriff's Office.
I don't know.
She closed at least one case, her own. Fugitive wanted for fraud was busted when she walked into a New Jersey Sheriff's Office and asked to be hired, according to police. Zima Johnson, 24, a former post office worker from Jersey City, was on the run for the crime in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, when she applied to work at the Hudson County Sheriff's Office, according to the Jersey Journal. She sent in paperwork to be a security guard at the law enforcement agency. She was called into the station under the guise of a job interview and arrested promptly, according to Sheriff Frank. After the alleged foolhardy fraudster was busted, the officers allegedly discovered 2 stolen credit cards that she was also hit with credit card charges. Prior to applying for the job, she was wanted on 10 bench warrants for failure to appear in court for traffic charges in Jersey City alone. Like, what? So I'm being on the lam, I guess. Let's just go apply for a job, get something.
That's funny. That's terrible. That's
Exactly.
horrible.
And Penny says another bright one.
I'm sure her mother's proud.
I'm sure she was. Man.
Actually, I guess you could look at it as, oh, I'm so glad you did the right thing and turned yourself in. You just did it creatively.
Very much so. Or hey, at least she's somewhere where I wonder if they'd give her work release.
Well,
She'd be in the same building.
go anywhere supervised.
Oh,
That's terrible. That's okay. That's horrible. That's about as bad as my next story, which you have the video of.
that I do. You want to give a little background to it, and I'll get it queued up.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this lady here was driving drunk, and she decided to call 911 and report a drunk driver, being herself. But she assures police that she is wearing her seatbelt. I sent Dave the 911 call. It's quite amusing. Is it ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay.
911. Somebody's really drunk driving down Granton Road.
Which way are they going?
They are going
Towards Granton or towards Nielsville?
towards Granton.
Okay, are you behind them or
No, I am them.
you am them?
Yes, I am them.
Okay, so you want to call and report that you're driving drunk?
Yes,
Okay, what's your name?
Mary.
Okay, hold on 1 second, Mary, okay?
Okay.
Are you still driving right now?
Yes.
Do you want to stop driving before you get in an accident?
Yes, I will stop.
Okay, you going to stop right now?
Okay, I'm stopping.
Okay, just hang on the phone, okay? What's your last name, Mary?
Sorry.
Are you stopped right now?
Yes, I am.
What kind of vehicle do you have, Mary?
I have a Saturn. Can I take my seatbelt off?
If you're stopped.
Yes, I'm stopped.
If you're stopped, that's fine, yeah.
I'm in park.
Okay.
Can I take my seatbelt off?
Yeah, as long as you're not driving, as long as they're not moving.
Should I turn my car off and turn the flashers on?
Yep, that's fine. If you want to turn it off and turn the flashers on, so then we can find you. Okay, just hold on 1 second again, Mary, okay?
Okay.
I mean, at least she was wearing her seatbelt, and she asked for permission before she took it off.
And she assured them that, hey, I'm in park.
Right. I'm not driving. Can I take my seatbelt off?
You am them? You am them?
I am them. Oh my gosh, I heard that and I was like, there is no accurate way to really express this video besides just playing it if we can. I was
No
like,
kidding.
nobody would really believe me if I said she called and reported herself driving drunk.
So we've got a bank robber in Fountain Valley, California. They say criminals always return to the crime of the scene. But a bumbling California bank robber didn't even wait a day before coming back to the branch he allegedly knocked over the day before. Samuel Brown, 33, was busted after he tried to rob the same Chase Bank 2 days in a row.
Oh my
San Diego resident took off with a large amount of cash after he slipped a stick-up note to the teller at 3 p.m. on Monday. But the dough apparently wasn't enough for Mr. Brown, who came back the very next morning and tried to rob it again. Police arrived at 11:15 and arrested him without incident, according to the released paperwork. Brown had an outstanding warrant and a rap sheet that included previous robbery convictions in San Diego. He's being held on $170,000 bail and faces multiple robbery charges. Shit, I didn't draw out enough at the ATM. Better go back. They won't mind.
I'm sorry. Look. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you see Dina's comment about the last story?
Rep criminal is how dumb it is.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't think, whatever I walked out with, if I got by with it, I'm not going back. I'm just going to tell you right there, I'm not going back.
That other teller was really nice to him, though.
Apparently,
Probably
so.
even gave him a lollipop.
Maybe 2 lollipops. That's terrible. Well, since you did a bank robbery, I will give you a bank robbery. So in 2022, Michael Conley Lloyd, he was 30 years old. to re-up their vault.
Sorry, sir, we can't give you that. We're 37 cents short. The Brinks truck hasn't been here yet. Wait for them to come and then rob them.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Michael Conley Lloyd, he was 30 years old. And he'd already been in some legal trouble, so he was wearing an ankle monitor. Now, I want to clarify, that is not how he was caught, though. That just turned out to be a piece of evidence to prove he was at the bank. And of course, he decided to rob a Bank of America. So, he robbed them and walked out with $754. And this was July 20th of 2022. He handed the teller a note that said, give your money now. Not even give me your money now. Give your money now. Don't say anything. I have a partner outside. So the teller gave him the money. And as Mr. Lloyd drove off in his Dodge Ram, he saw police lights behind them arriving at the bank. So he got scared and decided to throw the money out the window of the truck and drive to a trailer park where a friend of his was. So it was the Lazy Acres mobile home park.
Imagine that. Jeez.
So guess how he got caught, Dave? Just want to take a wild stab at part of how he got caught.
I'm afraid that.
He wrote the demand note on the back of his birth certificate.
Dumbass.
And then, so, yeah, I mean,
why don't you just write it on your electric bill? It's got your address right there, dude.
So then his friend at the Lazy Acres mobile home park
That still gets me.
called and turned him in saying, I think he just robbed the bank. So they knew who he was from the birth certificate. And then they found out his location from his friend. He turned him in. Now, he was facing 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Over $750 that he ended up chunking out the window. When police asked him why he decided to rob the bank, his reason was he was trying to prove a point to his girlfriend. But I never found anything in the story that stated what the point was supposed to be, beyond maybe just how dumb he is.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he failed miserably. In the words of Buford T. Justice, what the hell is this world coming to? Good grief. Oh, I got one for you. This was really good. Oh, good grief. A UK driver who was arrested for reckless driving had officers in stitches after producing a driver's license from Legoland. The driver was pursued from Bexley to the Isle of Sheppey and arrested for multiple offenses last week. When apprehended, the 21-year-old motorist in February following an epic chase. The fiasco began after officers attempt to pull over an Audi A7 they observed maneuvering recklessly all over the road. However, the driver refused, resulting in a 35-mile chase that took them from the southeast of London to Kent. They were even forced in to call a police helicopter to aid in the pursuit. Eventually, after the pursuing officers caught up with the knucklehead and Minister Kent, after he ran out of gas. Whereupon they found a large stash of marijuana in his car. There was a tweet by the Kent police that says, no, the hashtag Legoland license was not the reason for the driver's dangerous driving. The large amount of cannabis was. The driver was pursued from Bexley to Isle of Sheppey and arrested on multiple offenses. And there's literally, I will show you. What a moron.
From Legoland.
Yeah, you can't make it up. Add to stream. Come on. If it'll let me.
Oh.
I don't know what it's doing. There it goes. Just running really slow for some reason.
Dangerous driving.
If you look at in the bottom corner, oh, now cut out again. There it goes.
That's ridiculous.
If you look right above your picture, Legoland.
That is ridiculous. That's terrible. Yeah. Legoland.
And that was just the tip of the iceberg. When the officers asked the Sheerness native for his documentation, he brandished a fake license he'd received from a Legoland in Windsor as a kid in 2003. The award is given to children who pass the theme park's driving test, which entails using a brick-built electric car to navigate, quote-unquote, traffic lights at roundabouts, Lego policemen, and even speed camera.
That's ridiculous.
The cops joked in a tweet, and along with that, not having a bona fide driver's license, the Lego maniac is also lacked insurance. The miscreant was subsequently arrested at the scene on suspicion of dangerous driving, failure to stop, possession of a Class B drug, driving with no insurance, and driving with no quote-unquote real license.
That's terrible. That's ridiculous. I cannot imagine.
Lego said I could.
Lego said I could.
I took driver's ed.
I took a safety class too. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So, Dave, I'm going to have to get this story out.
The masks?
Yes. Okay. Where is my... Oh, hold on. Hold on, where's my note for it?
Yeah, Dina. He actually had a license from Legoland.
Okay.
But it was for their driver's course at Legoland, where you're actually driving an electric Lego car.
He actually got a Lego license. Yeah, I didn't even know they had one, to be honest with you.
Oh, I didn't either.
I learned something new. Okay, so this story is from October 2009. And I have to get this one out because we know our beloved here, the Godfather, lives in Iowa. And this is a story from Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
And our beloved co-owner and another host on the show, Rex, is from Iowa as well. So this is for you guys.
I never said us hillbillies weren't that brilliant, but
Hey, I
this
can't.
one takes the cake.
Hi, Carol. I'm in Kentucky. I can't say anything.
Hi, Carol.
So, okay. This story is about Joey Miller and Matthew McNelly in Carroll, Iowa. They tried to break into a man's home, and police got a description of the car and pulled it over. And the men, when they were pulled over, were still wearing their disguises. So they were very easily identified as being the two men. The two men were 23 and 29 years old, and they decided to use permanent marker on their faces. That's their mugshot pictures.
What's the skinnier guy doing? Trying to give himself like a smoky eye look or what here? I'm sorry, but it had to have been one of those days where, you know, you go to like the kids' party and they have face paints. These guys did not take the tutorial very well.
So both men were charged with attempted burglary, but McNelly was also charged with driving while intoxicated as well. I mean, I don't know who could recognize them with that disguise. You know, they did a pretty good job.
Oh man, they did. Especially the one, the chubbier guy over on the side. I'm sorry, but that is either I'm Batman or I'm Catwoman. I don't know which. This guy over here is trying to draw a beard, but his went a little bit too far.
Tina says they passed out first at a party. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I remember those days in college.
I saw those pictures and I was like, you gotta be kidding. No, nobody would recognize them.
Oh man.
So I don't have I didn't see, you know, what happened with the charges, and you know, I guess that's not really the point of it. The point of it was more the disguise, but you know, yeah, apparently when police pulled them over and talked to them, it was pretty evident they were the guys. And the detective did make a statement that he had never seen something like that in all of his years on the police force.
I bet not. Good grief. I bet he won't see it again either. Revenge-seeking arsonist sets fire to the wrong house.
Oh no.
Christy Louis Jones thought she was at an ex-boyfriend's, according to police. A woman who intended to burn down her ex-lover's home failed to confirm the address and ended up setting fire to a stranger's abode, according to police in North Carolina. The result is the alleged arsonist can't even claim the sweet taste of revenge as she sits in jail cell. Alerted to the flames on his front porch around 7 a.m., a Gold Hill homeowner discovered a woman standing next to a car that was blocking his driveway, according to the incident. She mumbled something, and after brushing the armed homeowner with her vehicle, drove away. The man did not know the woman, but the license plate number he recorded allegedly led them to 49-year-old Jones, who is believed to have mistaken the home for that of a former boyfriend living in the same area. Investigators say she allegedly set two fires, one on the porch and another around the propane tank, used Flex Seal to obstruct the homeowner's garden hose and cut into his above ground pool, causing estimated $20,000 in damage. She was charged with felony arson and assault with a deadly weapon, of an larceny of an animal, and she allegedly holding one of the homeowner's dogs by a leash when he confronted her. And the reason that she was supposedly setting fire to the house was because the ex-boyfriend owed her money for methamphetamines, Pepsi, and around $50 in lottery tickets.
Oh my gosh. That is terrible. Wait a minute. You said a Pepsi?
Yep.
Did you say a Pepsi in there? And
Methamphetamines, Pepsi.
how terrible.
Don't mess with the cola.
I mean, oh my gosh. No offense. I'm not a Pepsi person.
Oh, Dr. Pepper.
I can do Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, have you had the strawberry and cream Dr. Pepper yet?
No.
As long as it's ice cold, it's awesome.
I might have to try it. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So did it say anything else? Like, I mean, did she have anything else to say about this? Or
When I looked into it further, she had the right street, just the wrong quadrant in town.
so, but she didn't even apologize or anything to the
No,
homeowner. It's more like, oops, okay, I got the wrong house. Or
yeah, well, and get this. The ex-boyfriend had lived at the same house for 30 years.
that's worse.
How do you okay, he lives there, you've been there.
I can't find it. Yeah, that's true, Carol.
Yeah, she did it to the wrong house. Dina, she did it to the wrong house.
Yeah.
Instead of a northeast side, she was on the southeast side and burnt the wrong house. And the guy that was her ex-boyfriend literally lived in the exact same house for 30 years that she had claimed to be there. And from what I understand, if this guy's house had to have been better looking because of the one thing, she was upset because he owed her meth and a Pepsi.
I mean, that's terrible. Carol says you can't tell about people these days, huh?
Nope.
And I mean, that's true. I mean, in a way, it's almost kind of scary. I mean, we're laughing because of some of the ridiculousness of these stories, but yet, Carol's right. You really can't tell because, these people really have to be off their rockers in some way, because it's just so ridiculous. And guys, wait till you hear my next story. I mean, when I read this story, it really just threw me for a loop because I just could not imagine. So this story is from 2014. Darquan Lee, who was 21 years old at the time, was arrested on a contempt warrant in Bridgeton. Mr. Lee asked police if he could use the bathroom. And police said, yes, you can use the restroom. However, we're going to go and search the restroom before you use it and after you use it. So he decided not to use the bathroom. So, of course, they do the strip search. You know which one I'm going with, don't you? They do the strip search. And, well, they took him to the Cumberland County Jail, and that's where they did the strip search. And they found a loaded .25 caliber handgun shoved up his anal cavity.
Well,
with,
you can't call it a gun. We can't.
Oh.
They're called cordless hole punches now.
Yes, okay. Found a cordless hole puncher loaded up his anal cavity with the handle of the hole puncher nesting between his butt cheeks.
All I can see is Barney Fife on Andy Griffith when the gun accidentally goes off. That's the first thing that flashes through my mind. The safety's on. Bam.
So, police recovered the gun and charged him with possession of a weapon, unlawful possession by certain individuals not to have a weapon, and receiving stolen property, as the hole puncher was reported stolen by its owner in the state of Alabama.
I'm pretty sure you don't want it back now.
I was going to say, I'm not going to want it back either. And Mr. Lee was held without bail. So,
excuse me, sir. Can I ask why you tried to hide that from us and keep that up there? Well, a loaded clip adds an extra pound.
So, Carol, it didn't say unlawful hidden area. It was unlawful carrying of a weapon. But, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking there should be something unlawful about having a loaded one there.
That's definitely a situation where you're walking on eggshells and you do not trust a fart. You just don't.
I wouldn't trust sitting down. I wouldn't trust bending over, standing up. I wouldn't even hardly trust breathing.
Good grief.
Did you see Dina's comment?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it threw me for a loop. Of course, I was walking around the house teasing Ken about that. And I was like, could you imagine of all things to put back there,
right.
like one of those, and it's just and resting between the cheeks,
And how did he not drop it? Somebody's doing their Kegels.
Yeah, Carol, I've never heard of that either. I mean, it threw me for a loop because, I mean, it's one thing to do, stupid things that get yourself caught, but to me, you're on a suicide mission.
Carol's on it today.
I
know. Okay, here comes the funniest moment. 2 robbers called the bank before they entered it and told them they were coming to rob it. I mean, what could be funnier than an incident where all the bank employees already know your dumbass is on the way? They have enough time to call the cops. The incident took place in Connecticut. According to the thieves, they made sure that they told the police. They actually took it upon themselves and warned the bank. And so the bank got threatened and collected all the money for these 2 robbers in advance. What a sensible mind of these 2 robbers. After a few minutes, Bailey sent his partner into the bank with a note to tell them that these are the same robbers who had just called. Later, the police handled the situation, and Bailey, with his partner, among the world's dumbest criminals, got arrested and charged with first-degree robbery and 9 years in prison. Speak to a loan officer, please. I just want to let you know I'm coming in for all your money. I'll be there in about 25 minutes.
Please
Make sure you got the door open. I ain't signing none of that paperwork crap either.
That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Hey, I'm on my way. Okay. That's bad. That's horrible. Okay. Um So this next story is from November 2012, and Hannah Sabata, who was 19 at the time, decided to help some friends rob a bank. She stole a car and robbed the bank teller at gunpoint, and then upon returning home, decided to make a YouTube video and post it. Uh, Holding up handwritten signs telling step by step how she committed the crime and everything about it. And she would just switch signs, and then she'd write and hold up a sign. And I actually watched the video. I just didn't send it today because it's like a 7-minute and 14-second video. I was like, well, that might be a little long. But she puts it all up there on these handwritten signs. And then she picks up the wad of cash and starts flashing this big wad of cash on there. And she's showing the denominations of the bills and everything. And she starts bragging on these notes about how rich she is, and she can pay off her college debt, and she can buy this and that. And she's just going into a whole string of stuff, because she's so rich now. So, needless to say, the York County, Nebraska Police Department saw the video and went and arrested her the following day.
We really have some stupid criminals in the Midwest. Y'all need to stop. Jesus.
Yeah. So her YouTube video is actually still up, and it is under the heading of what was it? Chick robs a bank, or chick something like that. Chick something about robbing a bank. But anyway, if you go in the search bar and you want to see the video later, just go in the search bar and just type in, chick robs a bank and does YouTube video, and it'll pop it up. So it's actually kind of an interesting video. Like I said, I would have shown it if it wasn't so long, but yeah. So that was her.
I got a jar of dirt.
Carol says might as well as just gone to the police. Said that they were going to rob the bank, so that the police didn't have to drive anywhere. Hey, can you just arrest me now?
Dina, it was so they didn't confuse them with the other robbers that happened to show up.
Right. We don't want to be confused.
Oh, man.
This is who we are. Oh, my gosh. That's terrible.
The next one on the list of the world's dumbest criminals because he crossed all limits of insanity. This robber, who was an 18-year-old at the time, invaded a muffler shop in Chicago. And there he demanded money by showing up with a gun and holding up the staff. Staff got threatened, but there was a problem. They couldn't give any money to the robber as the manager was not there yet, and all the money was locked in the safe, and only the managers could open it. The brilliance of the robber left his phone number, so when the manager would come back, staff would call him. But it was his bad because the staff first called the Chicago Police Department and told them the entire story, what happened. The robber thought it a wise way to steal the money next time, but he unknowingly made this silly mistake. Police asked the staff to call the robber that the manager is back in the shop and now you can threaten him for the money. The robber said it felt like he was in heaven and was all bliss as he walked up to the store. He wanted the store manager to see just how happy he was until he turned around the corner and seen a bunch of cops standing there waiting for him. He tried to run away, but there was a brief shootout. Nobody got injured because the short shootout only lasted because he only had 3 bullets he was able to afford that was in the 9mm gun.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna do this Dirty Harry style.
I'm here to.
Shit, I'm out of ammo. Yeah, you just want to give him my phone number. I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know when they come back.
Know when the manager's back so I can come back and finish robbing y'all.
I don't want this to be a waste of my time. I'm already in this far. Might as well go the whole route. Dumbass.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Carol, yeah, call me. I sometimes just want to be a fly on the wall to see the facial expressions of some of these people. I mean, in my mind, I'm trying to picture what the manager's face was when he finally got I left his number so that he can get a phone call when he comes back. Oh, okay. So, my next story is Derek Mosley from July 2013 in Portland, Oregon. He decided to rob a store with a baseball bat. However, the store he decided to rob happened to be a gun shop.
Oh my God.
So,
what are you in for?
The manager pulled out a gun and he held the man there at gunpoint while waiting for the police.
Oh, that's a cute gun. Let me show you mine. Take your pick.
Mr. Mosley was held on a $250,000 bond and charged with first-degree robbery and unlawful possession of firearm. And I'm like, I don't think it's wise to take a baseball bat to a gunfight, so to speak. That's just kind of dumb. Carol, I bet so. Because that's just like I said. I want to be there to not only see the manager's face, but the 911 operator or whoever took the call.
Oh God, yeah.
See their face.
They did what?
I know. I mean, it really makes you wonder. How did our society decline to this level?
Car stealing attempt failed by an illiterate thief. He undoubtedly falls among the world's dumbest criminals, as he didn't choose the spot very wisely. The man was planning on stealing a car, and it all went wrong when he found out that the car that he was getting into had 2 U.S. Marshals and a state police detective in the car with him.
No way.
As you can guess, the next step, the thief was arrested. The attempt was made in 2012 by an unprofessional robber to steal a car. And unfortunately, there were U.S. Marshals and other force present in the car when the robber asked them to open the door of the car and to get out. The robber realized that it was not a normal car, even though he claims he could not read what the car said on the side. There were detective signs on the car. Soon, then he tried to run away like, oh shit, now I'm in trouble. But in this cases, he was caught by the police and is sitting in a different spot in the car. He just tried to steal.
That is ridiculous. I don't care if you can read or not. I mean, did people not know what, the little emblems and stuff on the cars mean? Like, okay. I could not imagine. I could not imagine. I mean, imagine the look on those faces. Get out of the car. What?
Roll the window down. Can I help you? Get the fuck out of the car. I'm taking your car. Oh, hang on. Let me roll my window down a little bit so you can see the badge, dumbass. Just come in and get a ride. Yeah, exactly. See, Kathy's got it.
Kathy says he got a ride. Carol, he thought it was lawn care service.
Oh, man.
All right. Oh, my gosh. That's sad. That's terrible.
Well, let's collect our wits. We'll take our intermission and come back and see what else we've got up our sleeves. Man, too ridiculous. Stay tuned, guys.
Somebody's not happy. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I'm surprised my house is quiet right now. My house was off the chains today. I mean, it was one of those days. I was nervous about tonight. Um, so, Dave, you want me to go ahead with my next story? Okay. So, my next story is Blake Leak, and I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Ossining, New York. If I butchered that, I apologize to everybody who lives there. Um, anyway, Mr. Leak decided to rob a mini mart. While he's running from the police, coincidentally, both police officers ended up tripping and falling. So, of course, Mr. Leak continues to run and saw a large building where he decided to hide out. However, coincidentally, the large building where he was hiding out turned out to be Sing Sing Maximum Prison.
Oh.
Where he was caught by a guard and turned over to police.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, how do you not realize that the building is a maximum security prison? I mean, I would think there'd be many clues that give it away. Maybe a sign, a lot of barbed wire around the top of a fence, maybe guards. I don't know,
Maybe he thought he was just in a bad neighborhood.
Maybe. Man, these people are rich. They live in a mansion.
Talk about a gated community.
Right.
Good grief. Two burglars rifling through an apartment were disturbed by police and jumped out of the window with a stash of jewelry. Soon afterwards, police picked the two men up acting suspiciously. While in custody, one man became ill and needed to go to the hospital for treatment. X-rays showed up the problem. 2 rings, a pendant, and 14 necklaces were not swallowed in haste after the swift robbery. They were stuffed in the anal cavity after swift surgery because they were allergic to the metal on the outs that the jewelry was made out of. The apartment owner identified the items and police did the rest. Yep, that one with a piece of corn reminds me of something. Who is identifying this stuff?
I saw that story.
It's in evidence, sir, but when we're done, you can have it back. Nope, I'm good.
I don't want anything that's retrieved from there. I'm good. I would never look at the item the same again. It would forever be tarnished to me. Okay. That's horrible. I saw that story and it reminded me of some pictures I had seen on a website. And it was
Hold on, what kind of website are we talking about?
I'm gonna say because y'all will know how crazy I am if I tell you. So that's not the point, Dave. Okay, so it was X-ray pictures, and a man had put a jar of jelly, grape jelly, and a potato up his cavity. And they were showing me x-ray pictures of it in there. And then
Contrary to popular belief, grape jelly is not a substitute for KY jelly.
right. So anyway, there were step-by-step pictures of them having like the 4 set things, pulling these items out, and it was very graphic. But this story reminded me of that, and I was like, what is wrong with people? I mean, I'm not going to tell you I have always been an angel, especially as a kid. I mean, at the very least, I think most of us have at least tried to steal a cookie out of the kitchen or done something in our life at some point. But I never, ever considered that a hiding place. I don't know how that comes to mind for people.
This week on True Crime.
Kathy, that's a good question.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh. That's a good question I never thought of. Now I might be worried. Thanks, Kathy.
So in the United Kingdom, a 32-year-old man was jailed for 3 years when he was found hanging upside down from a window that had bars around it after trying to break into a terrace house in Kent. Having been caught hanging literally upside down from the window after catching a belt loop, attempted to break in, he was left with little choice but to admit to the crime and take his punishment because he was left hanging there upside down for over 4.5 hours and had been calling for help, and the only one to pass by was a police officer.
That is horrible. Dave, Dina says you need to turn up your mic.
That better?
Yeah. It was a little low. I just figured you turned it down because of your
Yeah, I
kid.
did the sensitivity a little bit.
Yeah, we're okay though. We're okay with it. I think most of us understand. I sure do. I begged Ken, he had to go to Lexington. I said, please take the kids. I love them, but please take them. That gives me an hour. That's terrible. I could not imagine hanging upside down for 4 hours. And then of all people, the only one to pass by is a police officer.
Cop on the beat. Yep.
He slipped and fell upside down.
Problem is, even in his mugshot, it shows him getting arrested. He's wearing a ski mask. It's cold up here while I'm watching Windows.
That's terrible. Okay. Pull myself together a second. So, Mr. Eduardo Bazua he was selling drugs in the parking lot of a gas station. And they were undercover. I've fallen and I can't get down.
Get that man life alert.
I've fallen and I can't get down. They'd be like, do we need EMTs?
I wonder if he starts getting random phone calls from Acorn Stairlift.
That's funny. So Mr. Bazua happened to have 2 undercover agents, drug enforcement agents, go talk to him because they were suspecting he was dealing in large amounts. And sure enough, he was attempting to sell them $17,000 worth of heroin. But he told them he was really nervous about sealing the deal in the parking lot of the gas station. So he wanted to go somewhere else. So the undercover agents took him to the federal building, to their office, where he completed the deal.
Oh, Jesus.
So he was charged with smuggling with the intent to distribute, because come to find out, he admitted that he brought the drugs over from Mexicali.
Oh,
He
Jesus.
was held on a $20,000 bond. Oh, and this story was from 1973. So $20,000 was a lot more back
Oh,
in
God, yes.
than it is today. But yeah, he was really nervous about that gas station parking lot. So let's walk over to your office there at the federal building to complete it.
No kidding. Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Uh,
Another bright one.
okay. This is the title of this one is The Lowest High There Is. For a trio of drug thieves, it was their lucky day. They broke into a home in Silver Springs, Florida, discovered that there were 3 large jars of cocaine. They took their score, took it home, and snorted the contents. That's when they discovered that the jar were, in fact, urns, and that they were snorting the cremains of the victim's husband and her 2 dogs.
I saw that one too. My heart hurts though for the living relatives and stuff. Genuinely, that's terrible. But on the flip side of it, for the people who stole them, like, how do you think that you're breaking in and, oh, look, it's a jackpot, 3 big containers of cocaine?
All I can hear is someone sitting there in a Cheech and Chong voice and go, "Hey man, that stuff ain't pure. Look at the color."
Dina says, what? Were they saying that or actually doing it?
They actually did it.
They were actually putting the cremains. Were they able to speak to them afterwards? I don't know. I didn't see anything like for how it ended or if they were able to say anything, And I can only imagine, the hurt and devastation of the homeowners. But at the
Oh my
same
gosh,
time,
yes.
you gotta look at the people who did it, and it's like, how dumb? How do you not know? And you think that the house you just happened to break into coincidentally just has jars sitting around on their counters full of cocaine. Okay. All right. So, I have a story here from 2007. Mark Smith broke into a house while the homeowner was home and ironing her clothes. Mr. Smith crept past the room she was in and made his way to her bedroom, where he stole her jewelry and her checkbook. However, he was drunk and on Valium, and he was in the process of coming down off of it. So he decided to crawl in her bed and go to sleep. So the homeowner eventually makes her way up to her bedroom to put up her clothes and finds him fast asleep in her bed with her jewelry and checkbook. So, needless to say, he was prosecuted by the Newcastle Crown Court.
Oh man. It's not mine, I swear.
I think I'm going to take a nap. I think I have time before she comes up here.
Good grief.
Obvious. Paranormal wise. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Were they able to speak to them? Oh, I get it. Okay. I thought you were asking, like, were the homeowners able to talk to the people, like, because I would be upset, for people who know me from before this network. Y'all know my husband was murdered. So I can only imagine if I had his cremains and somebody stole them and snorted them. I mean, I might have a thing or two to say to them. So that's the aspect I thought you were saying. So I apologize for misunderstanding paranormal wise. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Hey, they got a direct line.
Yeah, that's terrible though. I know someone who stole a gas station statement was arrested pushing on a dolly. That's terrible.
Oh man. Obviously, the idea to rob a bank crossed this Illinois resident mind. Yes, once again, middle of the heartland, Midwest. Chalk it up to us. But he failed to logically think it through. The 40-year-old man walked into a bank, handed the cashier a threatening note that read, "Be quick, be quit," which he meant quiet. "Give your cash or I'll shoot." The bank teller obliged and handed him $400. But the thief had overlooked the fact that his message was scribbled on a piece of his payslip. Detectives found the other half of the payslip outside the bank, complete with the bank robber's name, address, tax withholdings, and where he worked. Duh. I'm gonna go cash this check, rip up the pay stub, sit there. Man, I'm about $400 short on rent. I better go get some money. Duh.
That's just crazy.
That is stupid.
That's terrible. Do you think he missed anything, Dave?
I think maybe he probably had a little bit too much taken out in his Social Security.
Maybe he should have just left a trail of breadcrumbs.
20 here, 20 there.
Right.
Because now they've got packs in them. So
oh gosh,
if you seriously leave with bank money, they've got a dye pack in them. They will explode if they get too far from the bank.
Kathy, that's crazy. Of course, they're going to leave the footprints in the snow behind them.
Those aren't mine.
I mean, right. Well, sir, they're going to your front door. Well, I don't know how.
Maybe the guy's in here. You better come check.
That's terrible. Yeah, I mean, I would think they'd at least tie some kind of something to their backside so it drags the snow behind them as they walk. I don't know. He should change his withholdings and stuff. Yeah.
Well, he definitely took a cut of pay because he got convicted. He's sitting in the pen.
That's terrible. Okay. So, I know I'm going to butcher this man's name. I might not even try the last name because it looks like a bunch of jumbled letters to me. Um, so a retired couple from Lancashire returned home from vacation in 2014 and found a burglar asleep in their bed. And I'm just going to tell you, it's amazing how many stories are out there where the burglars are found asleep in the people's beds. And not only that, the number of stories where people hid guns up their backside. I mean, that was astounding. I thought it'd be one or two. No, there were multiple stories of that happening, which just absolutely astounded me that more than one person would think about doing that, much less do it. So, anyway, yes, this is another one. I know, Kathy. This is another one where he's found in their bed. However, this guy I wanted to bring up because he was a clean freak. And so Martin Holtby and Pat Dyson came home and found Lucas Chajnowski. We're just going to call him Lucas. Had done their dishes, had washed his underwear, and even bought groceries to put in the house. Miss Dyson said their house wasn't too tidy when they went away, but Lucas, who is originally from Poland and then moved to Leeds, had kindly tidied up their house. He said, Lucas, when questioned, said he did burn an old saucepan, but that happens sometimes. And he was 28 at the time and admitted to the burglary and was given a 2-year conditional discharge in order to pay 200, and I'm going to show my ignorance here because I don't know all the currencies, but whatever the currency is over there.
Pounds.
Is that what the little funny looking looking thing is? It looks kind of like.
Oh, that's euros.
Euros. Okay. So 200 euros in fees. And they titled this story in the local papers and stuff as Goldilocks Burglar Spared Porridge.
It was just right.
Expensive saucepan. Yes, it was.
This
Not that I want somebody breaking in my house, but, if it's going to happen, I'd rather me and the kids not be home and it be somebody who's going to clean my house and buy groceries for it, I mean, if it's going to happen, at least let it be a clean freak, who helps me out in the process there.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, man. So speaking of a bread trail, Kathy Arnott is going to love this one because it's in her backyard.
Oh, no.
When Stephen Crane broke into the Ravelli Republic, Montana newsroom, he used the computers to watch porn and check Facebook. Then Crane doused the office with a fire extinguisher, took some candy, and left. It wasn't difficult, however, for police to find him. All they had to do was follow a trail of stolen M&Ms that led him right to his sister's place across the street.
You mean literal M&Ms?
Literal M&Ms right across the street from the news station.
Was he like dropping them so he could be followed, or like, I mean,
dropping one here or there?
Going in so many directions trying to picture this. Kathy, that makes me sad.
And the title of the headline was he should have opted for a Milky Way.
Oh my gosh. Dina.
Hey, we're rated TVMA. I don't care. Porn must have had him so hot and bothered he needed an extinguisher.
Oh my gosh. That's so bad.
And then to replenish, he needed M&Ms.
Oh, okay. So since y'all brought that up, I'm going to go off on a story I was not going to tell because it's somebody I know. Hold on. Let me correct this. Let's say it's somebody I used to know. So, um, I
replacement.
I worked at Amazon warehouse for going on 4 years, a few years ago, and I will say I'm one person that actually really loved the job. Of course, I was a slam line operator, so I got to go around and kind of tell everybody what to do, just without the fancy pay. And so, but I love the job. However, they have what they call a wall of shame. So if you get in trouble up there, your picture and what you were charged with and everything gets posted on a little flyer and put up on the wall of shame right outside the break room. And this person I now used to know got caught stealing a dildo. And he tried to walk out of the warehouse with it shoved up his backside. And of course,
I'm not sure that's what they mean when they interviewed him for a Packer.
his photo and what he was charged with and everything was posted on what we called the wall of shame. It was the talk of the warehouse for quite some time.
Bill, you're walking weird. You all right?
And of course, I will not say the guy's name. I'll say his first name. John was quite the talk for a long time after. And I'm actually not exactly sure, Carol, how he got caught, if he was walking funny or not. But I will tell you, the metal detectors are very, very, very sensitive. So I don't know, maybe it was the metal on it that kind of went off. And if it does, you got to do the hand scanner. So
it's not, is it kind of like at self-checkout where you got to get the security tag to go deactivate type deal?
What, for the security stuff?
Yeah, like
badge, but when you go in, it's just like a metal detector. Yes.
John, like Long John.
So I gotta tell you though, we would sit around the break room, and of course, I know it's horrible of this, but we would all crack jokes, and I'm sitting there like, I really don't want to be, John, standing in front of the judge having to explain why I felt the need to steal a dildo of all things from the Amazon warehouse. Well, Your Honor, I was just feeling awfully lonely.
I was trying to fill a void in my life.
There's better things I can think of. If I want to take a chance on getting caught and have to have my face seen in a courtroom in front of people, friends and family and stuff at work, and have this potentially get out, that is not what I want to get caught stealing. But apparently he didn't think that far and he got caught. And so not only did he have to go to court and he owed Amazon the money for it, and because of course Amazon did not want the property back or anything.
Yeah. You owe us $39.95.
But yes, Dina, it is a new definition of working stove. And I did so too. But yeah, most of my 4 years, I was a slam line operator and absolutely loved it. But I'm telling you, I could sit here all night and tell y'all some Amazon stories for real. But yeah, no, he ended up on our little wall of shame outside the break room as well. So yeah, that's a little story I personally know.
A good Samaritan noticed an elderly man was being robbed, so he jumped in and punched the thief. The thief was so upset, he called the cops to complain. I'm telling Mom. Dumbass. Just take your beating and go home. Stand in front of him on your arraignment. Sir, how'd you get here? Well, I was trying to rob an old man. Some dude got in, spat my lip. I called the cops.
Carol Hill sue compensation for embarrassment. Well, if he thinks of it, I don't think he ever did, because from what I understand, nothing like that ever happened. Although if he had been smart enough to think of it, he might have actually tried that. So, Dave, did he literally say? He literally said, "I'm gonna." Would you say, "I'm gonna tell Mama"?
No, that was my comment. Like, you know, when two brothers go at it, and you're the one that instigated the shit anyway, but your brother's beating the crap out of you because he told you to leave him alone anyway, but you started it, and then it's, I'm gonna tell Mom.
I thought you were reading that if the guy actually said that.
No, he called the cops and told the cops flat out, I was trying to rob the old guy. The reason I called you here is because he assaulted me.
Oh my God. So I thought he called the cops and was like, I'm gonna tell my mama and all this. I'm like, oh no. He sounds like he might have mental issues. But I mean, he might be if he's gonna call the cops on the other guy.
While he's in the middle of committing a crime.
Right. I think I'd just go home and silently lick my wounds and be done with it.
Yep. Take your ass whooping, go home.
That is terrible.
You'll be all right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I have another story of a guy found in the homeowner's bed.
Yes, Dina, I got that one too. I've got a better one than that.
Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, let me get through this because I gotta hear that. Okay. So an armed robber named Andrew Henneles was caught after he boasted on Facebook about his plans to raid a supermarket. Oh wait, no, this was not the one caught in bed. I'm sorry. So anyway, I'll get to that one in a minute. In a post, he included a selfie and a picture of a knife and proudly claimed doing period Tesco period over period. So doing Tesco over, but like separate. And says police caught him 15 minutes later with the knife and 410 EUs in cash stolen from a Tesco in Kings Lynn, Norfolk. So yes, this guy actually went on there and posted his deal.
This is so stupid.
On Facebook with pictures.
Oh my God.
Help me, Mom. Can't rob an old man.
So along the lines with what Dina has here, she says, I saw a video of a woman called the police because she bought a dozen edibles, but there were only 10. Yeah, I've got a good one, and it's a couple years ago. I forget where it was at, but it state where marijuana is not legal yet. This guy was stoned out of his mind. There's a 911 tape of it floating out there somewhere recording. Calls them because his mom and dad got rid of 4 pounds of pot and 3 plants out of his room, and he wanted them arrested for
Great.
damages.
No way.
Like he was like 22, 23, and he made his parents sit on the couch
No way.
and
Oh,
called the cops on him, and the whole time his dad even testified. He's like, I told him not to do it. He was an idiot, but
that's
I want my
ridiculous.
pot. I want my pot back, and you're gonna get it to me. But yeah, that was a good one. 2 men decided to join a back to school event at an office supply store. Would be a perfect time to do some shoplifting. After all, store clerks would be busy helping an influx of shoppers. The sale just happened to coincide with an annual certain event day when about 60 police officers show up to help children pick out school supplies called Shop with a Cop.
Oh no. Shop with a cop. I understand why these dumb people keep getting caught. They seem too dumb to get a job. Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, okay. So a Scottish shoplifter, Aaron Morrison, decided to steal a bottle of vodka from a liquor store. However, on his way out the door, he decided to stop and flirt with the cashier. And on his way out, flipped her a piece of paper with his name and phone number and told her to give him a call.
Oh my God.
He wanted to take her out. And he walked out with the stolen bottle of liquor. Of course, the clerk handed the paper with his name and number to the police. So, of course, it was not hard for them to track him down.
Kathy, I've seen that before too. There's a guy says, I knew a guy that called the cops because someone stole his guns, but he had a record and was not allowed to have guns. He got in trouble. For each gun he listed was gone.
Oh no. That's ridiculous. I know I'm not supposed to have these, but I did, and someone stole them. Can you come help?
This one is called Burrito Patrol on the Case. Adain Juarez Ramirez had it all figured out. He thought he could become a cop without having to take the boring test. But he was arrested in Grapevine, Texas after pulling over a driver in his pickup truck outfitted with flashing lights. He even had an ID badge, which he made by blacking out a restaurant gift card and etching in the word police. However, he kept the restaurant's logo, a jalapeno pepper, surrounded by the words Chipotle Mexican Grill.
You know, some of these there's just almost no words for.
No.
I mean, like really, some of them all you can do is shake your head because it's like, no. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Okay. Here's another one that I'm like, there's just really almost nothing you can say. So there was a man, this is in Ohio. So Dina, this is your neck of the woods. I decided to leave Dave alone. um, so a man suspected of arson and vandalism saw his picture up, where they were putting him out and, asking people if you see him, call us and stuff. Well, he didn't like the picture that they used. So he texted police a photo of himself and wrote, "Here is a better photo. Here is a better photo. That one is terrible." Then he calls into a radio station and says, "Man, they just did me wrong. They put a picture out that made me look like I was Thundercat or James Brown on the run. I can't do that." So of course, police were able to track him and find the GPS and stuff on his phone and all this. But yeah, he didn't like the picture, so let's send another one to the police. I need a more flattering picture put up.
You didn't put the right filter on. This is shitty. Fix it. Here, use this one.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
That 70s show. I swear, the more and more I read stuff like this, I am Red Foreman. Dumbass.
Yeah, Carol complained about his wanted picture.
Worst customer service ever. Joseph Goetz alleged attempt to rob a bank in York, Pennsylvania. A bank robber met with some snags. Cops say the first teller he tried to rob fainted. The next two had no cash in their drawers whatsoever. Fed up, Goetz stormed out, called police, explaining that he could not rob a bank and was because they had no money, and one had fainted on him. It was such bad customer service, he's threatening to write an angry letter to the bank president. You have no defense, dude.
No. Oh my gosh. Kathy, please do.
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
More blurry, the better. Oh my gosh. So this story is a story of a man who tried to rob somebody with a cucumber. And it says he was so tackled to the ground by an off-duty police officer when it was clear that a harmless vegetable when it was tackled to the ground by an off-duty police officer when it was clear that a harmless vegetable wasn't going to be much of a threat. Gary Ruff revealed his weapon of choice covered in a black sock at a female worker at Ladbrokes store, and he was demanding cash. After she refused, Ruff was pinned down by the officer and quickly arrested. He told police it was all a joke before asking, "Am I going to jail for this?"
No, we're just here to help you along, dude.
He was jailed at the High Court in Glasgow in 2014 after admitting assault with intent to rob. But Your Honor, it was a cucumber in a sock.
Give me everything you got before I shoot this pickled pork.
Carol, I don't know. I had that problem the other night. I was helping them produce, and if I'm going to say something on there, I try to do it on my personal account, like on my phone, so it doesn't come as producer. However, I'm new to producing and had a dumb moment and commented from here, and it kept posting, and it was numerous times. I mean, it was like bam, 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 bam. So here I am in the background, and I'm calling Rex. Rex, what did I do wrong? What is happening? I don't know, and I didn't have any answers. Maybe that's something Dave can help us figure out.
Yeah, I don't know why it's able to send double comments at a time. Like when we do one, I'll accidentally at the bottom of our screen on our producer's side, it says all, but I can click and distinguish which one I want to comment as. But as far as that, because we're only seeing it once on our side.
Yeah, I only see it once for you, but I saw earlier where you commented that it happened. So yeah, I know it's happened to you a couple times tonight. Now I might understand. He might have just answered it for me as the way that was happening, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, because like right now, if I tell everybody hi, it's going to come through as everywhere we're broadcasting to.
Okay, yeah, see, and that's what it did to my, so that explains mine, okay, and why that was happening. Man, I thought I really...
And there's a little arrow down there, and you can just go and signify which one you want to comment as. But,
okay.
Yep.
Well, now I know mine, but Carol, unfortunately, that doesn't help you any, so I don't know.
I'm not sure if
twice like that.
Yeah, that does not make any sense unless she's logged in on a computer plus on a phone, and it's crossing and posting as both. It could be that way too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Dina said double comments means you're hacked. Ask Luke. Yeah, I bet it does look freaky. I know it sure freaked me out when that happened. I was panicking. I'm sitting down at the bottom, trying to learn how to produce. And I'm like, I really just had a panic attack almost, thinking I had just really messed something up. So, no,
it's
only
on her tablet.
Okay.
And it looks freaky. I've had it happen a few times. I've logged out and logged back in, and even changing your password, it'll ask you when you sign in, do you want to stay logged in on other devices? I always click out of and say no, sign me out of them.
Yeah.
So it might just be to log out and change your password on Facebook. A German bank robber sent mocking emails to local police, ridiculing their efforts to arrest him and identify him because they had all of the information wrong. First, he let them know that they had his age, build, and accent wrong.
Oh, no.
Then he corrected their announcement that he'd escaped on foot. No, he had a getaway car. The cops got the last word in, though, when they arrested the guy a few hours later, and they used his email that he was correcting and sending all this information from to track him down.
That is so ignorant. I mean, really, some of these, there's only so much you can say. That means her comment is bouncing through multiple CPUs.
Yep.
I went through that and just gain your passwords and log out of everything. Yep. Thank you, Dina. Yeah, I feel like I do good sometimes just to check email, which is amazing because when I worked at Amazon, I had to work on a computer, the landline operator. I had to be on the computer all night as well as get everything going, train people on my lines and stuff. And there were times I was by myself with 5 lines trying to get stuff out to shipping. And of course, I had to do problem solve and, fix. I mean, it was just amazing. I mean, I've had so many jobs where I had to work on computers, and yet I am so computer illiterate. So it's amazing because sometimes there's just jobs where I can get on a computer, and even though it's a computer, I can just pick it up like that and run with it. But it's yeah, when it comes to that stuff, Dina, thank you, because I am just I'm like, like I'm not the person to ask.
You've got 8 minutes. Do you have one more?
I have one more. Yes, I have one more. Okay. So, and this person, Ashley Keast, used a stolen cell phone to take a photo inside of a house that he was robbing. And then he posted the picture on WhatsApp and didn't realize when he sent it that he had sent the picture also to the victim's work colleagues because it was on their cell phone. So, of course, it's all their contacts and everything. So he not only posted on WhatsApp, but it sent to all of the friends on there. So officers soon found him at his home, also with a stolen Rolex watch hidden behind the radiator. And he was jailed for 2 years and 8 months back in 2014. I mean, who sticks around? You're in a house that you've broken into and you're stealing the Rolex watch and a cell phone and all this. And you're like, hey, let me take a selfie, pick a pose, which is my best side.
Lord have mercy.
Grab the stuff and go. But then he took their cell phone. Like, that can't be tracked either. I mean, really, the stupidity is just unbelievable. Carol, let me show where I've been. Right. Hi. Please. I'm in your house.
Police in Pico Rivera, California, had an easy time pinning a 4-year-old murder on Anthony Garcia. It's because he pinned it on himself, literally, with an elaborate tattoo on his chest depicting the killing. Cops noticed the incriminating ink work when making Garcia's mugshot for a petty crime of $50 larceny. The tattoo revealed all the details as if it were done in a comic book. From the night from the Christmas lights and bent street lamp near the liquor store where the body was found, to the image of an angry helicopter circling above Garcia's house. Garcia's nickname was Chopper, machine gunning the victim.
Carol says no relation. Sierra Garcia, no relation.
I really want this tattoo, man. Nobody's gonna know. Dumbass.
I can't think of a tattoo I want that bad.
No.
I do need some more work done, but that's ridiculous.
We're definitely gonna have to do more of these stupid criminal ones. They're fun.
I mean, I love the serious stories, but sometimes it's good to just kind of take a break and let your hair down and just be a little silly and laugh with everybody, Can't be serious all the time.
No. So what do you think of the Zodiac next week?
We can do the Zodiac.
Sounds like a plan.
That sounds
Definitely sounds like a plan. Well, guys, be safe out there. And don't do anything that you've heard about tonight, please. And if you have a concealed to carry, that does not mean to use it as a proctologist scope.
I was going to say it's a tampon.
As Carol always says, remember to smile. Thanks, Penny. Penny says, great show.
Thank you, guys.
And if you're trying to rob an old man and you get your ass beat, go home. I'll make sure to call ahead if I do. And don't break into a news station you live right across the street from, watch porn, douse everything with a fire extinguisher, and then leave a trail of M&Ms to your front door. Doesn't work out.
Dana, if you decide to do it and call ahead, can I just throw out a request real quick that you record the whole incident for me so I can watch it?
Oh, Lord.
I think that's just one of those things I just have to see to believe.
Yes. So we will have the Zodiac Killer for next week. And
of course.
Yeah.
This was great, guys. And I love your comments. And it was awesome. Those of you, I get it. I think we get it. Or they got it.
Yeah, use the right holster.
That's so bad.
Or a cordless hole punch now.
Brought it too, right? The whole punch. No, it was great. I love you guys. Like Friday night, y'all will know how much I look forward to Friday night and getting on here. Like, it's great. Whether we do a night like tonight or a serious story. Y'all are awesome.
I love it. All right, guys. We will be here again next week. We'll do the Zodiac Killer. Until then, make sure you don't end up on a stupid criminal show, especially ours, because I don't hold back. I have no filter. And I have a little filter, but it's full of holes. So a lot of stuff just slips past.
Good
And
night.
always look for what's going on outside the frame of the picture. Look for the little details.
He's a dingleberry.
And it's made of lead.
I'm your dingleberry.
What's that clanking sound when he walks? Night, guys.
Good night, everyone. Bye.